So it's a pleasure to be here. I'm back at RSA again. It's one, the biggest security show in the world that brings 45,000 people all to one location. And for us, it's really about getting here and sharing the knowledge and making sure that people get enough value from the show, meeting some of our strategic partners, a lot of our existing customers, and also having really in-depth, great conversations with prospects. One of the things I've been taking away from this show and other shows that I've seen recently is there's a big change in the whole industry, and we need a change. We can't continue doing what we've been doing. And one of the things I've been finding is the CISO's job is going to be such an important role over the next year and the year after. And the CISO, we had to stop trying to solve cybersecurity. They had to stop talking about technology and stop talking about solutions, and they had to start more listening to their peers, listening to the business, and listening to the board, and trying to understand about how the company's measured for success, and how those departments, what their goals are for success, and how they can add value. And the more that they listen to the metrics, the more they listen to the other departments and the board and what makes them decide on their strategic investments, then the CISO can go and make sure that they align what they need to do to help the business be successful.
So you've been talking to a lot of CISOs at RSA this week.
Correct. So I'm an advisory CISO, so I represent a lot of CISOs, and I'm like their voice in their ear, helping them, guide them through success. And it allows us to also get a lot of feedback and understanding about what the challenges they face. And definitely they need to take a business first approach. And what they need to be doing is, our job in cybersecurity is not to solve cybersecurity. Our job is actually to help reduce business risk and help enable the business to become more successful. And this is really what we need, is use our cybersecurity knowledge and skills to actually be a business first and business success approach. And this is actually allowing me to understand a lot about the importance of what we're doing around privileged access management. And what we find is that organizations, if they want to help enable the business, they need to look for solutions and things that actually help make a positive impact in the business and a positive experience, because not only do we need to be a business first, we also need to make things that actually make a positive experience for both the board, the departments, and the employees. In the past, we've been too aggressive at actually forcing security down people's throats.
Do you think that backfired a little bit when you were talking to the board members about why it was a necessity?
Absolutely, because I did penetration tests over the years, and I used to go into the board and I used to be saying, you must have this. It's because it's compliance. We have to protect against bad people. We have to need these security solutions in place. And ultimately what we find is the board said, no, thank you for your advice, but it's not aligned with our business strategy.
Got it.
And so you struggle to get more budget, you struggle to get more advancement, and what we find is the CISO needs to take a different approach. They need to choose solutions that are easy to use, value for the business, help with compliance, not focus on compliance. They need to help.
Compliance is blowing up. It's going to be a huge thing going on.
And you're finding companies doing it for the sake of doing it, just because they have to, but it doesn't mean that because you're compliant, it doesn't mean you're secure. It doesn't mean you're going to
just
be a
because you
victim.
checked off a box doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day sometimes.
So my big message is that going forward, the CISO role will change to being a business focus and business risk focus. And in this industry, what we're doing here, we actually need to be, we're in business risk. Yeah. That's my job, is to help actually reduce business risk. And we need to reject complexity. I've been in this industry for almost 30 years now. And what I've seen is we've just become overly complex. And by becoming complex, meaning it takes months for some companies to actually get solutions installed, which the value gets lost immediately.
Sure.
And one of the things that we've come as a company from Thycotic is that we've been able to take an approach that is easy to use. Existing employees can be retrained to the solution very quickly. They can get value from day one. It's not complex, it's heavily integrated, so you can actually get a lot of value out of other solutions, whether it being vulnerability solutions, whether it being data loss prevention, or whether it being software distribution or patch management. All those solutions need to have access.
Sure.
They need to be able to get into systems.
So Thycotic easily integrates with other processes and software that's already in the infrastructure.
Correct. And we help those solutions be more successful. We help them get more accuracy, better reporting, better vulnerability scanning, and actually at the same time they also reduce support calls because the solutions now start to become work properly, more efficiently. So I think that companies and CISOs and organizations really need to take a very, strategic look at privileged access and reconsider that this is actually an investment in the company.
Absolutely.
Because they can get more value out of existing investments that they already have. They can make a positive impact on employees. They can actually make a return on investment by reducing wasted time or reducing help desk calls. And the CISO will be a success because it's a win-win.
So what are some of the trends that you've been hearing at RSA? What are people asking for? What are people talking about when they come to the Thycotic booth, which looks great, by the way?
Thank you. What I'm hearing from customers is they want to be able to, we've seen the shift between going from password management into privilege account management. So it's now you're not managing just passwords, you're managing the account and the password together.
Yep.
And now it's evolved into much more about privilege access, because privilege access is more than just privilege accounts. They want to be able to just manage not only the privilege like domain accounts, local accounts, and root accounts, they want to manage also standard users that have access to sensitive data.
Data
it's about data. The most important. Well, people's the most important asset in the company, and data is important because people need to understand and make decisions on the data. So privilege access is not just about the accounts; it's now about access to both privilege accounts and privileged data. And that data has now been stored in many locations: on-premise, in the cloud, in people's laptops, on the road. And what we're finding is they want to be able to not only just manage the accounts in their on-premise, but they also want to be able to manage accounts in their cloud, in their SaaS applications. Things like Salesforce has sensitive data.
Oh, definitely. Very valuable data.
Health records, HR systems, expense systems. And rather than logging directly in, because that's privileged data, you want to be able to control the access, have better auditability, and make sure that people, when they log in, they don't need to know the password. We reduce cyber fatigue by also securing systems and actually providing much more auditability.
Cyber fatigue.
Yes.
Yes, I guess a lot of CISOs have that, and board members are hearing that a lot too.
Yeah,
like how much more stuff do we need to protect ourselves?
And that's another thing that I'm saying as well. So that's what customers are asking us to be able to be flexible into whether their solutions are in the cloud, SaaS models, or on-premise, or global. They could be all over in different countries and have different regulations they need to do with. But absolutely, cyber fatigue is becoming very stressful for employees and the CISO. The average CISO has an 18-month cycle. That's probably even less because we only hear about the ones that's on the news. And employees becoming overwhelmed with it. And that's why I'm saying that in order to help actually reduce that, we need to take a very important look at how we can actually improve efficiency and make employees just be able to focus on their job, do what they need to be doing to be successful. And that's why I said it's important for the CISO to listen, and we need to embed security and safety into their existing processes rather than forcing them to change.
It's going to become a total cultural thing in every corporation at this point, I think.
Absolutely.
So everything looks great in here. Did you want to show us any parts of the booth real quick?
Absolutely. So over here what we're doing is we're doing demos of our solutions. So our customers and prospects can see new updates we've been doing on the roads. We've been doing a lot of new improvements to the products. New features are getting updated all the time, new functionality, and we're able to show them very quickly and easily those demonstrations. And it allows them to even quickly sign up for trials. We do trials, we give away free trials.
Yeah.
They can choose an on-premise version or they can choose a cloud version as well. So we give them choice of how they want to actually obtain and use the solution itself. And then over at this side, what we actually have is basically our competition giveaway, which a lot of people really enjoy, the Wheel of Fortune, and everyone's a winner. Everyone who comes here will actually walk away with some asset that we have. And one of the most popular assets we do have is actually our books. We actually create a lot of books and research. And
I think I've seen this before.
So this is the third book that we've written. So as a company, we think it's important to do research.
Can you download this off the web too?
Yes, it's both in a digital format and also in a hard copy format.
Very good.
So this is our third book that we've done. The first one we've done was Cybersecurity for Dummies, which is really about that cyber fatigue and how every employee can get benefit out of it. Even your family, your parents, your kids can read that book and be much more aware and a lot more curious and suspicious when things are happening.
That's a good thing.
The second book we done was Privilege Account Management for Dummies, which is really the guide to the life cycle, or the guide to success. And then this book is the next third edition of that, which is Least Privilege. It's about how you can enable employees to be lower level accounts, but still perform the job effectively without actually losing any productivity.
That's great. Joe, it's been really nice talking to you here at RSA.
It's a pleasure.
Looking forward to seeing more from Thycotic this year.
You will see a lot from Thycotic this year.
That's great.
We've got great things ahead of us. So.
Thanks, Joseph.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.